Okay, let me make this very clear and honest for you. Your ex is not winning in life. Your ex is simply avoiding the work that you're doing. Your ex thought it was a good idea to go and talk to other people. Your ex thought it was a good idea to try getting over you by using other people. And all that did was cause him to fall into a loop. All that did was cause him to start living out the BS that they tried to manifest over you. You see, what you did is once that relationship ended, once you realized it wasn't going to work, you started healing. You started going into the depths of your spirit and figuring out who you were. You started figuring out what was actually happening within you, why you manifested this, what within you didn't see something. You used this as an opportunity for introspection. Clearly I had more to learn, and clearly there was more growth that needed to happen within myself. The fact that I didn't even see this person about to act or do certain things in my life, you took it as a very clear sign of healing and growth. This person viewed it from a vengeful, an envious, a hurt standpoint. So instead of them being like, I'm about to go take some accountability, I'm actually about to go heal, I'm actually about to go work on myself, I'm about to go fix the things that's actually a problem. What they decided to do was use other people to try filling that void. Like, maybe if I talk to these people, maybe if I do this, maybe if I say this, I won't think about this person as much. I won't care about the situation as much. And I'm going to be honest with you, and this may hurt a little bit too. It worked. By them going to these other people, by them entertaining these other people, their focus was not on you. They actually served their objective. They seemingly forgot about you in a sense, right? They moved on. But what you have to remember is that karma is a real thing, and you do not need to be in somebody's life or have a hand in somebody's karma in order for them to receive that karma. So when God removed that person from your life and they forgot about you, they were about to experience a whole nother lesson that had nothing to do with you in the physical, but everything to do with you in the spiritual. Some people have to pay the debts, or some people have to reap their karma for what they did to you by having somebody else do that to them. And then they understand, like, oh, this isn't a game. It makes people take certain levels of accountability, which is why I always want you to remember, while you're walking on this path, it's going to seem like, you got the worst end of the stick, in other words, right? It's going to seem like you got put in this season where you are just healing, you're all in your emotions, you can't get out your mind. It's just, everything just doesn't seem to be flowing how you necessarily want it to. Trust me, I want you to keep going down that path, because every year that goes by, that you stay in alignment with just getting better and learning yourself and healing the depths of who you are, there starts to become a clear gap. In my experience, right, these people always double back. You always see these people again, but the next time you see these people, there's a shift of power, that there's a power switch that happens, because they can no longer treat you the ways that they treated you in the past, right? Because now they've had to learn the same harsh lessons that you had to learn. And learning certain lessons humbles people, because when they thought that they were above the program, when your ex thought that they were above the program, they thought they were above hurting you, they were above the grace of God in your life and in their life. They thought they were above all sense of divine union and love and spiritual contracts, and they could do what they please, and they necessarily didn't have to answer to anybody. That is going to be the downfall of that person, and it always humbles the hell out of them. So keep going down on your healing journey. Keep doing what you need to do. They're avoiding the work. Your ex is not growing. They're going to get worse as the years go on. I want you to remember that. They are not going to make a sporadic jump. It's very rare that we run across individuals who truly change their life and take accountability. When these people actually do grow, if they grow in this lifetime, it's going to be because somebody else humbled them at the same levels that they hurt you, if not worse. And then they're going to get it. You see, toxic people need other toxic people to show them how toxic it can really get. Oh, that was my throat chakra. And it's kind of crazy, because that's coming from the soul for somebody and something. When you're dealing with toxic individuals, you cannot go into their life and you cannot go into their energy and think you're about to change it, think you're about to shake it up, think you're about to, do something that they don't want to do. If they're a toxic individual, you have to let them swim. in their toxicity. You have to let them live out the life that they want. And if they truly are not meant to be living in a toxic lifestyle, if they truly are meant to be doing something better with their life, then being around the other toxic individuals is going to start ruining their soul. It's going to start ruining their self-esteem. And then it's this very good saying, it's this very clear saying, birds of a feather flock together in every season, baby. So if that person is around other toxic individuals, their self-esteem is going to get shot down at the same level of the people that they're going to, right? If you're sitting at a very high frequency, if you're sitting at a very high energetic level, you are going to be the lesson for this person. You are going to be the one that they look back and be like, damn, I probably should have did that differently. I don't think I should have acted like that. You have to let people learn their lessons on their own time. Some people are very stubborn in this lifetime. Some people just don't want to learn the lessons. And when you see somebody does not want to learn the lesson, let them do what they want, because that means that they're just going to have to suffer from their ignorance. Once you learned the lesson, the fact that you learned the lesson, that was what was important. That was the key. You being able to move on, you being able to step forward, you being able to see what you did wrong, because nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. You definitely had faults in the situation. And the fact that you addressed what you could, you took responsibility for what you could, says a lot about who you are and your character as a person, who you are, like, as a man, as a woman. And it says a lot about that person when they get faced with a problem, when they get faced with an adversity and they run from it. That is a very irresponsible person. So, with that being said, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Prioritize yourself. Put yourself first in this season. And I wrote my ebooks, My Sister South Central, and my guided healing meditation. I would love if you go down in the description and check that out. So, without further ado, it's been Sincerely Jay. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video.